St. Patrick's Day, an Irish holiday that continues to be celebrated in Ireland and in the United States, a day we normally associate with wearing green and drinking too much. But here at Halloween Central, it's a perfect day for us to take a look at some of Irish folklore's most terrifying creatures. So, let's begin. Our first creature is the Dullahan. He is in fact a headless horseman, and as you might have guessed, he's the primary inspiration for the headless horseman in Washington Irving's famous novel, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Unlike that American character, however, the Dullahan already has his own head and carries it with him on his rides through the night. The head glows like a jack-o'-lantern, which likely also inspired the headless horseman to carry an actual jack-o'-lantern in Irving's book. While some legends have the Dullahan actively seeking out victims, he's more commonly portrayed as an omen of impending death. He rides through the countryside, seeking out the homes of someone who is about to die, almost like a grim reaper, or rather, a prelude to a reaper's appearance. But the Dullahan doesn't like the living watching him work, so be warned. If you spot the Dullahan on his ride through the night when he has no intention of visiting you, he is known to throw blood on people's faces to mark them for death later. If he doesn't do that though, he will take one of your eyes to leave you half blind. The Banshee. Like the Dullahan, the Banshee is also a harbinger of death, appearing only to those who are about to die. You'll know she's near from her piercing screams that can actually kill someone who's too close. Although some legends suggest that she not only appears to those on the brink of death, but also that she appears to those whose hearts have been broken so that she can feed on their sadness. Sometimes, according to legend, she's even seen stalking the night alongside the Dullahan so they can visit the same home. One thing that is consistent across the stories is her appearance, often portrayed as an old woman or a witch who could take the form of a young maiden, until she shows her true form as she unleashes her deadly scream. The Lady in White of Kinsale. A young soldier serving at the military base of Charlesfort had just married his true love. The rest of his comrades celebrated with a night of dancing and heavy drinking. In a case of bad timing, the soldier was assigned watch duty that same night, and because of all the drinking, he fell asleep on his post. His commander was so angry after finding him asleep that he shot him dead on the spot. When the bride found out about her husband's very untimely death, she was so overcome with sadness that she committed suicide by jumping off the highest point in the fortress. But her spirit stayed behind as a ghost, forever haunting the entire property of Charlesfort, driven by anger over her husband's death. Many soldiers and even nurses since have claimed to see her wandering the fortress grounds. Some officers have even reported that she pushed them down the stairs. The one thing that every sighting has in common is describing the woman as a ghostly figure in a white wedding dress, smiling at children, but forever angry at soldiers who took away her husband. Lianan Shee. This creature is most similar to a Greek siren. She is a muse who inspires the most talented artists to create their best work in order to leave a great legacy behind, but she does so for a price. While inspiring the artist, she slowly drains them of their life force until they die at a young age. It could be theorized that this creature has killed many real-life artists, singers, musicians, and actors in modern history who all died at young ages. Beware of this fairy if you're passionate about the arts. Slog Shee. Another member of the fairy world, like the Lianan Shee, but unlike the previous fairy, the Slog Shee are an army of evil fairies. They are the wandering spirits of people who were evil in life, and their only goal is to grow their army by recruiting more evil spirits of people on the verge of dying. This is done by inflicting the victims with evil spells as they die, another reason to make sure you live a good life if you don't want to join their ranks. Leprechauns. This wouldn't be a true St. Patrick's Day video without covering the leprechaun. These famous little creatures have had a very similar evolution as the Icelandic Yule lads, in that modern tales portray them as cartoony jesters ready to give you some kind of prize, but their origins are much more sinister. A leprechaun is actually a wicked trickster with magic powers who hates humans. The only time they interact with humans is to play cruel practical jokes on them, sometimes for fun, but other times for revenge on those who try to capture leprechauns in order to have wishes granted. So before you chase a leprechaun thinking he'll give you a pot of gold or a bowl of Lucky Charms, stop and rethink your choice, because if you do catch one, you're much more likely to regret it. Thank you for watching this video. Have a happy and spooky St. Patrick's Day.